What was the fallout between Tupac and Treach?
I really don't think it was really a fallout. To be honest with you, I think Pac and Stretch, it always been some type of respect there. You know what I mean? It always been some type of respect there, but it really wasn't a fallout like that. I don't really recall. You know what I mean? I just know I used to hear Pac saying that when he was first coming up, a lot of these East Coast rappers that he was around used to talk slick. Like, you would never be better than me. They used to do that type of slick talk. You know what I mean? But it never was. It never was like, I never heard Pac come and say he fell out with Treach. You know what I mean? I never heard him say that, because I think it was all, even if they didn't get along at times, I don't think he ever openly expressed that. I think it was always it was respect there.
I remember some years ago y'all was going back and forth on Instagram, and you made a comment saying that Treach told Tupac that he'll never be better than him.
So you got that from IG?
Yeah, I remember some years ago where y'all was going back and forth. That's the reason why I brought it up.
Yeah, well, the reason why I said it at that particular time, and I hope after the end of this interview, we would touch upon, like, that, like, we reminded people that these are the past, and this interview is not to try to bring, old problems back. We want to be, be the ones who try to lead the youngsters in the right direction. But of course, I'm going to answer your questions, but tell the people I'm not highlighting these type of things or trying to bring, you know what I mean?
Right.
But the reason why I mention these things about Treach, see, what happened is, I woke up one day and just saw, like, Treach with a picture of me behind Pac and saying that I was a snake and this and this and that. My brother and them called me, and so I asked Treach what's up, and he was we was going back and forth, and of course I said those things because he was trying to be disrespectful towards me, and I'm like, you know what I mean? You saying all these things, but you remember you were saying these type of words towards Pac, and that he would never be this for you, or be better than you, and this and this and that, and it was just me putting him back in his place for being disrespectful towards me. But what happened is, it pretty much was a war about to pop off in Jersey, where people was calling me on the phone. I was in LA at this particular time, and they was calling me on the phone and was like, look, man, this is about to happen in Jersey. It was about to get out of hand. You understand? It was about to get really out of hand. And it was people I know that was like, we on our way to this block. We know where this person lived who with Treach, and it got to that level. And as me, I'm always the type of person, like, and this is what I get from my religion of Islam, that I'm always the type of person now that I'm going to try to diffuse a situation without letting it get out of control. If it can happen, you know what I mean? If I'm able to, like, say, look, don't beef, let's end it. And when I do this, it's not coming from a point of view as I'm soft. No, Islam just teaching me, man, to try to avoid as much problems as possible, especially violence, you know what I mean? And I knew how it was about to go down. Like, people was calling me saying, we on our way, and we're gonna send you a video, Mo. And I was like, no, end it. So when the dude called me, he was like, would you get on the phone with Treach and squash this beef, because it's about to be like some shootouts in Jersey. He was in Jersey. This was a gang member. He was a very respectful gang member. What's my man name? Man, he's very respectful in Newark. He was a blood, and he tried to do a lot of work now for the kids. So I said, look here, man, of course I get on the phone with Treach. I said, because I always looked at Treach like a big brother. I always had respect for him. So of course, you know what I mean? And if we can end it, of course, let's end it. So I got on the phone with him, and we chopped it up, and that's when he removed his Instagram post, so, but now we cool. But back then, when I was mentioning that to him, it was to remind him, like, now you going hard for Pac, but remember you were saying this to Pac back in the day. You know what I mean?
Right. So,
but Treach is my man. Treach is my man. So when you put this out, you know what I mean? It got to be from a standpoint of view, from love, bro. I got respect for Treach, man. That's the big bro.